Imagine a life where every sunrise is a gamble, every decision a potential death sentence, not because of circumstance, but by choice. What if the most thrilling, most profound emotion you could experience wasn't love or joy, but pure, unadulterated fear? That's what we're diving into today, the chilling phenomenon of danger addiction. It's not just about an adrenaline rush, it's a deep psychological pull towards the precipice, a craving for the edge where life and death hang in the balance. But what drives someone to willingly embrace such terrifying extremes? And more importantly, can you ever truly escape its grasp? To truly grasp this unsettling reality, we need to understand the insidious tendrils of danger addiction. It doesn't begin with a leap from a skyscraper. It often starts subtly, almost innocently. Perhaps it's a high-stakes poker game, the electric shock of risking everything on a single turn of a card. Or maybe it's the thrill of pushing a car just a little too fast, the blur of the world outside a fleeting testament to a moment of exquisite, dangerous control. These aren't just one-off events, they are experiments, tests of limits. And each time the individual emerges unscathed, a powerful feedback loop is established. The brain, flooded with dopamine and norepinephrine, registers this survival as a profound reward. It's a biological high that science is only just beginning to unravel. For some, the normal parameters of life simply don't offer enough stimulation. The mundane becomes unbearable, the predictable, a curse. They are chasing a particular cocktail of neurochemicals, a state of hyper-awareness where every sense is heightened and the world snaps into sharp, terrifying focus. This isn't courage in the traditional sense, it's a compulsion. The body may scream in protest, the logical mind may warn of dire consequences, but another, more primal force takes over, whispering promises of unparalleled sensation, of truly feeling alive. This desire to constantly raise the stakes, to flirt with oblivion, becomes an inescapable drive, pushing individuals further and further into scenarios most of us wouldn't even dream of. But how does a simple thrill progress into a full-blown addiction, a literal craving for peril itself? The escalation is chillingly predictable, a staircase leading straight into the abyss. What once provided a jolt now feels like a gentle breeze. The initial high fades and the tolerance builds, demanding ever greater risks. Someone who once found exhilaration in a high-speed chase might soon find themselves scaling skyscrapers without safety equipment or exploring abandoned mines known for their deadly gas pockets. The stakes amplify, not just for the individual, but often for those around them. Relationships buckle under the strain. Loved ones watch in horrified despair as their friend or family member transforms into a ghost, an echo of the person they once knew, now obsessed with a world of shadows and close calls. Society, of course, brands them as reckless, adrenaline junkies, or even suicidal. But these labels often miss the complex psychological undercurrents. For many, the danger isn't just about the thrill, it's a perverse sense of control in a world that feels unmanageable. It's a way to silence inner demons, to feel powerful when internally they may feel utterly helpless. Paradoxically, the closer they dance with death, the more intensely they feel alive. This isn't just about physical risk, it's about a deeply rooted psychological need, a void seeking to be filled with the most potent emotion available, pure raw fear. Stories abound of urban explorers dropping into forgotten subway tunnels, navigating pitch-black, rat-infested labyrinths that could collapse at any moment. Or base jumpers meticulously calculating wind speeds and parachute deployments, knowing full well that a single miscalculation means certain gruesome death. Some seek out predatory animals, not to hunt, but to observe from terrifying proximity, daring a momentary lapse in judgment from a creature built to kill. The danger becomes a secret language, a private ritual that binds them to a select, equally obsessed few. It's a club where the entry fee is sanity and the membership dues are paid in near-death experiences. The normal boundaries of consequence begin to blur. The mind adapts, rationalizing increasingly irrational behavior, convincing itself of an invincibility that simply doesn't exist. This isn't just a lifestyle choice, It's a psychological prison, a relentless pursuit of the next ultimate sensation, a never-ending quest for a high that inevitably demands a higher price. The question isn't if they will face true peril, but when. And what happens when that moment finally arrives? What they discovered next often changed everything, and sometimes ended everything. The climax of danger addiction isn't always a triumphant escape. It's frequently a terrifying confrontation with the absolute fragility of life. Take the story of Alex Honnold, the free solo climber, who for years pushed the boundaries of human endurance, scaling sheer cliffs without a rope. While he achieved legendary status, the vast majority of those who follow in his footsteps end not with glory but with an obituary. For example, the tale of a group of urban explorers who decided to brave a derelict active power plant. They navigated crumbling walkways, ignored warning signs of high voltage, their flashlights cutting through the oppressive darkness, each step a gamble. One member, blinded by the thrill, ignored the increasingly potent humming sound, the metallic taste in the air. He reached out, not quite touching, but close enough to a live transformer. The arc flash was instantaneous, a blinding, thunderous explosion. The others watched, frozen in terror, as their friend was thrown backward, a horrifying symphony of burning flesh and crackling electricity. He didn't die instantly. He lay there, screaming, his body a charred ruin, while the others, paralyzed by fear and the sheer impossibility of rescue, could only watch, unable to process the visceral horror unfolding before them. Or consider the individuals who engage in train surfing, clinging to the outside of high-speed trains, battling wind resistance and the ever-present threat of electrocution from overhead lines. Many have been found just miles down the track, their bodies mutilated beyond recognition, having fallen or been struck by an unforeseen obstruction. Their last moments were likely a terrifying kaleidoscope of wind, speed, and the sickening realization of their catastrophic error. These aren't just statistical anomalies. These are the inevitable conclusions for many who embrace this dark addiction. The line between exhilarating triumph and unimaginable tragedy becomes impossibly thin, often marked by mere inches or split-second decisions. The very thing they chased, that heightened sense of aliveness, ultimately consumes them, leaving behind a wake of devastation and unanswered questions. The world they so desperately sought to escape, the mundane, unremarkable everyday, often becomes the very thing they are denied in their final, terrifying moments. To this day, we may never fully understand the core motivations that drive individuals to this harrowing brink. Is it a genetic predisposition, a chemical imbalance, a deep-seated trauma manifesting as a craving for oblivion? The answers remain elusive, obscured by the very intensity of the experiences these individuals pursue. What is clear, however, is that danger addiction is a powerful, self-destructive force that rarely relents. For the few who manage to step back from the edge, often after a terrifying brush with death or through intensive therapy, the battle is lifelong. The siren song of the precipice never entirely fades. For the vast majority, the journey ends in silence, a chilling testament to the human capacity for self-annihilation in the pursuit of the ultimate thrill. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature, about the allure of the forbidden and the sometimes insatiable craving for experiences that transcend the ordinary, even if it means sacrificing everything. If you found yourself captivated by the shadows of this exploration, perhaps the next video will shed light on another unsettling corner of the human psyche as we delve into the phenomenon of self-sabotage, examining why some people actively destroy their own success.